Hello, you beautiful legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast. This is episode number 707, and it will be about our Saturday day in general. And for those of you that are new to the channel, the whole project is built out of blog and podcast. The podcast that you're probably watching now or listening to, depending on which platform you use, is one piece of the whole puzzle. There's another side of things, which is blog. Some people are subscribed to the blog, and then I embed YouTube vlog or podcast into the blog. So every day when I post, because I post every day, you will see the video episode embedded into the blog post, so you can have central point to consume the whole content of Blunt Force Healing, because blog and podcast, they complement each other in certain ways. So 707 days means that for 707 days, every single day, I blogged and recorded a podcast. So I wrote a blog post and recorded some form of podcast. Initially it was only audio, as you can see now it's video as well. And I always blog about not super sexy topic, which is daily life, daily thoughts, things like that. It's a journal, and I'm back journaling, which means I speak about whatever is or was happening in a previous day. So yesterday was quite a different Saturday than we were expecting. The weather improved. It was a bit windy, but when we deployed in the morning with the our sauna business, to Rusnaula Beach, it was pretty much zero wind in Donegal town. But when we arrived at Rusnaula, it was blowing so hard that I was unable to fire start the sauna, the stove. It wouldn't allow me to. It was very difficult because, yes, the stove, when you put the fire lighter or whatever into, is covered from the wind, and there might be only wind blowing into it that will kind of not allow you to get the flame on. But some people forget that if you have a stove or any fireplace, in fact, and it has a chimney, obviously, the air dynamics are that the draft goes through the chimney and out the stove, the feeder, and vice versa. It depends on what type of wind is blowing, and that means that basically there is a constant flow of air, dynamic flow of air, like the wind, that is constantly kind of blowing off your firelighter or match or whatever you're using to fire up your fireplace. And that was a problem. So I had a couple of tricks. One of them worked fairly well, and I finally fire started it and heated up the sauna. We had a couple of bookings, we had a couple of walk-ins, so it was a decent Saturday morning, good start, and we were happy with the results because the week was very quiet and revenue wasn't good. And then we broke up for lunchtime. We went back home to Julian, and Julian stayed at home and played games. He missed all his summer camp except for Monday, because he stubbed his left foot pinky toe so hard that we were kind of afraid that we might need to go to the hospital, or well, at least to the GP, to do an x-ray, because You know, when you stub your toe, it should heal roughly in about 1 or 2 days and shouldn't cause much pain afterwards. But even on Friday, he still felt it kind of a bit painful, albeit it was improving. That's why we decided to not seek medical attention for now, and it's healing okay, but obviously he wasn't ready to play football, so we skipped that and decided to go ahead and just miss the rest of the soccer camp, which he dearly missed, but it is what it is. Fortunately, the match that he was about to play today, this morning, was called out due to the weather and waterlogged pitch, so at least he can heal before playing this match, because he wanted to participate in league matches because they're important for him. So later on we went to Bundoran, to Humble restaurant, and ate some lunch. Julian didn't eat because just before we arrived from the morning sauna deploy, he did himself some scrambled eggs and other stuff, so he was full and he didn't want anything, so we were just chatting during the meal, and we afterwards went back home, prepared for the sauna deployment. And I just realized that I might have issues with the sauna because I did not top up the water in my bottles, and I need fresh water because I can't use the salty water in the bucket that people pour over the stones, because it would destroy the stove. I should still have some water in the car, but I'm not sure if it will be enough. So, but we'll see. Anyway, that's for next half an hour. So that was pretty much it. We deployed in the evening. The beach was still available and it was a nice sand, so I drove into the sand very close to the ramp. We operated most of the evening. We had a couple of customers, and the last customers were for an hour at about 7:30. And the problem that we had was sorry, I had to let the guy pass on because he was waiting. I think he was afraid that I might be down or something. I have the hazard lights on. Anyway, so we were just to the last second at the beach, and the waves were this close, to the car. We were getting swell so close, and the customers decided to end up early, so about 10 minutes before their time, which was good for us because we were just about to wrap up and escape the beach. There was no other cars on the beach and it was starting to be dangerous, but I kept cool head, and I thought that they could easily stay those 10 minutes, but again, it was I called it last second because with swells and tide coming in, you never know. It might be the next wave that will just wash under your wheels, and while that is not immediate problem, but if it washes sand dynamically enough, it might prevent you from driving off or make it difficult. So we made it just the right time to exit the beach and head home. And that was pretty much our evening and Saturday. Revenue was pretty good, and at the end of the day it was already almost dark. I decided to leave the guys at home. Julian went on playing games. Elizabeth did her thing, but I went ahead and tried to attempt attempted to go and find geocache near Loch Esk Castle, where the famine pot is, like one of the memorials. But I wasn't prepared for what happened. I went into the woods and it was completely dark. So I knew it would be very hard to find it. And it was creepy as hell. I was so, walking so carefully, and every noise was bringing shivers. Even though you know that there's no one there, it's just the way our psychology works. As I said, it was completely dark, and I tried to find it, but I was unable to find it. I had to exit, and in the meantime we received the booking for today for 1 hour private session, which is great because weather is terrible, it's stormy, and that will likely be our only customer in the morning. So, but about it I will be speaking tomorrow. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for being here. I always appreciate your time, because while I do it for myself as an accountability tool, it's very important when you have audience, and I have amazing audience. I love the fact that people are at least viewing and reading the content to some extent, and YouTube is going well, even though it's not the trendiest or most entertaining content or sexiest content to have. There's always a couple of tens of people watching the episode, not in full sometimes, but the fact that they are watching is enough, and we have plenty of subscribers, so it's only growing up, and hopefully it will keep growing. So that's it for today. Have a great rest of the day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. I know that you are everywhere on the globe, so stay tuned and see you again tomorrow.